Pecco Bagnaia's father made a statement that moved everyone, that Marc Marquez is a teacher figure, a good role model for Pecco Bagnaia's development. In an interview with Pietro Bagnaia, Francesco Bagnaia's father, he revealed the emotional story of his son's journey from childhood to reaching the peak of the world of motorcycle racing. Since childhood, Pecco has been known as a calm, responsible child and has shown a strong desire to become a racer since the age of 3. Initially, his father refused, but after seeing Pecco's determination and his mother's support, they finally let him try racing on a small circuit in Cuneo, which was the beginning of everything. He was still very small at that time, but his ability to control his motorbike was extraordinary. He was not afraid at all, and looked so natural. At that time I realized, maybe it was worth giving him a chance, said Pietro Bagnaia, remembering Pecco Bagnaia's childhood. His mother became his main companion at the beginning of his career, when his father still had to work. My wife is the main pillar. He accompanied Pecco everywhere in the early days, and until now remains an important figure in his life. If he never gives up, we must continue to support him, continued Pecco's father Bagnaia. The moment when Pecco won the Moto2 world title was real proof of all those struggles, followed by extraordinary success when he won the MotoGP title. The MotoGP title, we never even dared to dream of it, said Pietro with emotion. According to his father, what sets Pecco apart from others is his mature way of thinking. He is patient, does not panic easily, and is very analytical in every race. He is also known to have a strong work ethic and continues to push himself to develop. Marc Marquez also has a big influence on Pecco's development. For Pecco, Marquez is not just an opponent, but a role model who gives encouragement to continue to go beyond the limits. We teach that nothing is instant. Everything requires hard work. No matter how high the achievement, the feet must remain on the ground. Marc is a reflection that motivates Pecco. Sometimes the best opponent becomes the best teacher, and I think that's what's happening between the two of them, said Pecco Bagnaia's father, praising Marc Marquez. MotoGP observer Carlo Pernat said that Marc Marquez could win the world title faster with 4 races remaining. This means that if there are 4 series left, it means the 18th series or the Mandalika GP, Indonesia, or at the latest in the 19th series of the Australian GP. But seeing Marc Marquez's dominance, it seems like it could happen soon. Carlo Pernat did not hesitate to give his personal analysis in the GP1 media about the Dutch GP last weekend. He commented on the work at Ducati, the situation at Aprilia with Martin and also with Bezzecchi, how Yamaha and Honda began to improve thanks to concession rights, and Alex Marquez's injury. Carlo Pernat's prediction: Marc Marquez can lock the title at the Mandalika GP Indonesia. Carlo Pernat gave his impressions of the race in the Netherlands. In my opinion, the results of this race reaffirm that Ducati's choice, especially Daligna, with Marquez, has locked the MotoGP World Championship. It doesn't feel exciting anymore because Marc is very dominant. There is no opponent. We have the best riders with the best bikes and with the best teams. What can you do more than just winning? And not even halfway through the championship, we are almost saying that with 4 races left, the title talk can be over. I don't know what to say, I'm lost for words, said Carlo Pernat with a smile. Carlo Pernat also concluded his own opinion about the current MotoGP championship. We are in a championship where Marc can do what he wants. The only thing that can stop him is when he has problems with his physique. On the contrary, Despite the years he has been through, he is back to his best physical condition. Everyone is against Marquez, Marquez is against everyone, or Marquez is against himself. Only he himself can beat him, said Carlo Pernat with a laugh. Regarding the Desmosedici GP25, who is lying between Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia. In an interview with Sky Sport Italia, Ducati course general manager Luigi Dalligna was asked if Bagnaia and Marquez's comments about the GP25 had a middle ground. If not, did one of them lie? Asked the reporter from Sky Sport Italia. Then Ducati boss Gigi Dalligna answered in a subtle language. He gave us an illustration for our own analysis. Who did the fastest lap time in the race? Said Gigi Dalligna, pointing to the fact that Bagnaia was the one who did it in the Dutch MotoGP race even though he didn't win. As usual, the one who wins will be happy, and because only one wins, the other 20 riders are clearly not so happy. There must be a job to be done by Pecco. I think we are doing it and proving it. However, beyond the comments of someone who has not won and is perhaps disappointed hoping to win, I think we have to see the glass half full. That is, seeing the situation as a potential for development. We must always be positive and see the positive things that we do. I repeat, the fastest lap in the race is not a coincidence, concluded Gigi Dalligna with a slight smile. Listening to Gigi Dalligna's words, it seems that the Ducati boss is hinting that Pecco is lying about the GP25's performance. So what do you guys think? Pecco Bagnaia admitted that he still had difficulty fitting in with the Desmosedici GP25 after finishing third in the main MotoGP race in the Netherlands at the Assen circuit. Bagnaia also said that his partner, Marc Marquez, was indeed more adept at taming the motorbike, as evidenced by his victory. I feel, for the first time this season, my speed is among the strongest throughout the weekend. However, in the race, I finished in the same position as usual. I experienced more or less the same difficulties. I was able to fight in the early laps, but then felt a slight decrease in front grip which was quite disturbing in the middle of the race. Then I was able to be fast again, said Pecco Bagnaia in a press conference interview. It was for this reason that Bagnaia was amazed by Marquez's performance, who was able to hold off Bezzecchi until the finish on the same bike as him. Anyway, Marc did a fantastic job with this bike. I had more difficulty finding the balance with this bike, because I know exactly how last year's bike worked, Bagnaia continued. We just have to take the positives. For the second weekend in a row, I was fast enough to fight and attack in the early laps. I'm pretty sure that the gap is not too far and we are getting closer, said Rossi's protégé Pecco Bagnaia.